it's me, Cherry, in my incredibly messy bedroom. And as you can see, I've put on my face for the day. And I thought this time I would do a little bit of a video of what I did because I'm going out after work tonight and I want it to look nice. So I always start out with my little skincare save me's. I recently decided to try a new product called Dr. Lewin by Kennery's Wrinkle Repair sunscreen. And it is for oily, sensitive skin, so it's right up my alley. It is an SPF of 30, which is a little bit lower than what I normally do, because normally I use 55 Neutrogena Ultra Sheer. But I thought, I'm going to try something different. And when I first put it on, it looked really thick to me and oily, but as you can see, my skin's looking really good, so I think my skin may have been, I think I may have been wrong. Oh wait, no. The first thing I do is Dr. Lewin's, by Kennery's. I do the Dermal Instant Filler, Wrinkle Filler Daily Treatment, and I use it on my trouble spots, which is under my eyes and my cheek wrinkles, my small wrinkles, and on my forehead. All my friends say I don't have any wrinkles on my forehead, and that is because I use wrinkle repair products on a regular basis. So I do that. I blend it in. It's totally confusing doing this. I blend it in with my finger. Tap, 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 tap. And I normally don't do a super heavy foundation. So I take dots of Makeup Forever Professional Matte Velvet, which I've had for a while. I've had it for so long, I don't even know the number of it. I think it's like 700 because it's for someone with darker complexion like myself with a little bit of a red undertone. And I take my sunscreen. I put on a substantial amount. Don't be cheap with a sunscreen or you will regret it when you get older. And I dab it all over, especially underneath. I dab it all over, and I take big splots and put it underneath my eye, on my forehead, which is one of my trouble spots, on the cheeks, on the chin, and on the nose, because my nose peels when it gets too much sun. And then I take my foundation, Makeup Forever, and I dab that underneath my eye, which I use almost as a cover-up. Put it underneath my eyes, on my dot on my forehead, a dot here on my cheeks, a dot on my chin, because I want my coloring to be uniform, and a little bit on my nose. And then I blend in the sunscreen and the foundation. So it's more like a tinted foundation as opposed to a true heavy foundation. I then bought a while ago CoverGirl by Queen Latifah, and I bought her powder because my skin is super shiny and I have to have something to sort of keep the shine down. I have Ebony Bronze 220 Natural Use Press Powder, which I like a lot. And I use a Sonia Kosick from Target brush to just, brush it on to even it out and to get the shiny bits. I'm mostly worried about my forehead, under my cheeks, and then I do a little bit around the rest of the face, but I concentrate on the forehead and under the cheeks since that's my troublesome spots. Today I did something a little bit different for my eyeshadow. I did a little crazy on the eyeshadow despite it being a work day. I personally love L'Oreal Hip Line. It is great for someone with my coloring, i.e. With dark pigment and a rich hue. And one of my favorite colors is the Midnight Blue, which you can find at some places. Ulta is still carrying it. Target has stopped carrying the line. I see it at CVS. So maybe they haven't stopped carrying the line. Maybe just certain places that I go to all the time stop coloring the line. But I don't think they're making new colors. I think they're just keeping it to a core color. I have the Color Truth Creamy Eyeliner, which took me forever to sort of figure out how to apply properly, in the Midnight Blue. I personally have dark brown eyes, and I think dark blue eyeshadow is a great alternative for my coloring. And, you know, you just dip it in the pot, and then you take the... It's very confusing because I have it on the... And then I did in the eye, under the eye, and over the eye. And then for the eyeshadow, I used 2 different eyeshadows. Oh, and I also bought the Ulta eyeshadow Q-tip type makeup application stick. And I'm pretty happy with it. I wish it was a little bit thicker because it's so hard that it doesn't really have any flexibility to it, but it's okay. So first I used the bluish gray around my eyes, but I didn't cover up the midnight blue because I really wanted the midnight blue. And this is the Perky 307, which has a lime green, one of my favorite colors. And so I did this around my eyes, sort of like a smoky eye. I used the light green as a base because I love that color. Now to open up my eyes a bit, I used this bright blue as a highlighter. And this is the Showy 224. And what I did was I used the bright blue underneath my eyebrow, just for a little bit of subtle color. As you can see, I used the bluish gray around my eyes for a little bit of a messy, smudgy, smoky eye. And then I used the bright green as an Oliver wash with a bright green. And then I put the light blue underneath my eyebrow. And then, despite it being a work day, I went a little crazy with my makeup. And as you can see, it's super sparkly green. And how I got that was the Hip Sparkling Shadow Pigment in 314 Rebel, which is a lime green color. And as you can see when you look at the pot, it is crazy bright, which I personally love, and not everybody else does, because it is such a strong color that some people would find it a bit intimidating. But once you get used to it, it's not intimidating. You sort of figure out how to apply it and what you want to do. I really want to make my eyes pop today since I'm doing a super neutral face other than that. So I put the pigment on the crease of my eye, and then I blend it with my fingers. Next, I did my cheek. My cheek is sort of like a terracotta red, which is like a brownish red, I guess most people would call it. And it is the Blushing 888. And as you can see, it's like a brownish red. And I just put it on my cheekbone and on the apple, because I smile a lot. And then once again, I'm wearing a lot of makeup today. I did a little bit of a highlighter underneath my eyes, above my cheekbones, because I really want it to sort of pop today. And I used Aveda Uruku Cheek Lip Cream, which is like a super bronzy color, but not as sparkly as some of the stuff. It's more of a subtle color. Next, I have very sparse, thin eyebrows, and to make them look richer, I like to use black eyeshadow. And I just use a applique like this, and I fill in my eyebrows. So they're natural looking, and they have a slight arch, but they're so thin that they're just noticeably thin, so I have to put them in every day, or I just look kind of weird in my own eyes. Now for the lips, I did a little bit of a mix. I used MAC lip liner in Stone, which is like a weird brown color. I use Color Rich lip gloss in Brilliant 810, and the color is Rich Nude. Like I said, I'm doing a super nude lip today. And then in the middle of my lips, I did a little bit of a lighter color like this, right here in the kiss, so that I look super kissable today. I'm not planning on kissing anybody. My boyfriend is not hanging out with me this weekend. Yeah, I know, he promised, but whatever, I'm not going to deal with it. Anyway, and then I did high definition powder by Makeup Forever, which is the bomb. This is like the best product out of it. If you are going to indulge yourself in one product that's expensive, and this is around $25 or so, it is the high definition powder. It literally makes my makeup stick all day. And if you're like me and you have super oily skin, your makeup literally just melts off your face normally. This stuff keeps it all day, like literally all day. It's worth the money, totally worth the money. I've had this, and it lasts forever. I've had this for like probably like 2 years, and it's lasting. I normally just put it over my eyeshadow because I want my eye makeup to get messed up, and on my cheeks. And it holds everything. So this is what my face will look like pretty much all day. I just have to reapply the lipstick, so I don't put it over my lips, of course. And then I am going to finish it up with my eyes. I'm a big eye person, as you can see, because that's my face is neutral and my eyes are all popping and crazy. I am going to be using the L'Oreal Intensity Pigments mascara. And this color is, I believe, a blue black. It's WE99. Yeah, it's just ultra black. So it's like a super nice black. And it's super shiny. And it looks fabulous with my eyes. I'm going to try and apply it as I hold the phone, but I doubt I can because I'm just not that coordinated. But I love my mascara. I personally love the Hip line. I'm so sad that I can't find it everywhere the way I used to, because it looks great, and it's not just for black women, it's not just for Latino, it's for any woman who wanted to have just a bright color palette that you can't really find anywhere else. Especially this bright pink color they used to have that was like fabulous. You could wear it all the time because I love pink eyeshadow. And I know everybody else may not wear pink eyeshadow, but if you wear it properly, and it was like a Magneto pink, where it wasn't like Barbie doll pink, it was like a rich, not exactly purple, but very hot pink, it looks fabulous. And as you can see, I'm almost done. Putting on my makeup really doesn't take that long. I do coordinate it with what I'm wearing because that is how I roll. Other people like to do a contrast. I just like to sort of have a uniformity, especially since I'm going to work and I don't want to be too interesting. My makeup on the weekend is a little bit more interesting. And there you have it. This is me, and this is how I put on my makeup. I will see you later. And ignore the apartment. Ignore the apartment. I'm going to be cleaning it soon.